This is Dr. Deepak Chopra, and I'm issuing a challenge to the amazing Randy and all his colleagues, or his so called militant atheist friends and professional debunkers. Dear Randy, before you go around debunking the so called paranormal, please explain the so called normal. How does electricity going into the brain become the experience of a three-dimensional world in space and time? If you can explain that, then you get $1 million from me. Explain and solve the hard problem of consciousness in a peer-reviewed journal. Offer a theory that is falsifiable, and you get the prize. Okay? The problem with you and your cronies is that you're bamboozled by the superstition of matter. You don't realize that everything we experience as the physical world is actually a perception, and that perception is the result of an experience in consciousness, and we have no idea how that happens. If I ask you to imagine a sunset on the ocean right now and you have the experience somewhere, then explain to me where that picture is. And don't just give me a neural correlate, or NCC as it's called. Neural correlates of consciousness are well known, but they're not a good enough explanation for how we experience the world, how we experience color, taste, sound, form, any perception. You can't explain it. Texture, solidity, we cannot explain that. We can't even explain how do we have the perceptual experience of our own body, or our thoughts, intuition, insight, imagination, creativity, cognition, self-reflection. And once again, neural correlates are not causation. So when I asked you to think of that sunset, there was a neural correlate, but it wasn't there till you had the experience, or you had them simultaneously, or one before the other. It doesn't matter. You had intention. Explain to me intention. So until you explain the normal, why are you wasting your time in debunking the paranormal? Experience is experience, whether it's so-called normal or it's so-called paranormal, and we have no explanation for either. Okay, so if you can give a scientifically viable, falsifiable theory published in a peer-reviewed journal, you or any of your cronies, including Dawkins, Shermer, and the whole gang, then you get $1 million from me, and I'll be happy to present you the check on television, on national media. So that's my challenge, you guys. You take such pride in saying that the so-called paranormal is a perceptual trick, a magic show. Explain to me the ultimate magic show, which is the universe. Do it, guys. I know your conference is coming up. TAMS, is it? The amazing, whatever you call it. All of you self-appointed vigilantes for the suppression of curiosity and imagination and legitimate science. Have a good time at your conference, and keep congratulating yourselves as being amazing when you are all naive realists. You don't know one thing about consciousness. You are superstitious and actually believe that your perceptions give access to you of reality. And for Richard Dawkins, of course, you're going to respond by calling this willful obscurantism because you don't understand the language. Just as you don't understand the language on my t-shirt unless you happen to be a native of the culture that speaks that language. So Dawkins, stop being a willful ignoramus and try to understand normal experience before you talk about reality. All the best, guys. Congratulate yourselves and continue to congratulate yourselves as amazing. Um, but do know that what you really need is epistemic humility, transcendence, a sense of reverence for existence, and also gratitude.